Those who through prayer, meditation, self-discipline, and determination manage to purify their consciousness of ego and lift it by defining and entertaining ever more sincerely loving thoughts towards other individuals and the world generally, gradually ascend in consciousness to the vibrationary frequencies of the realm of divine consciousness, the kingdom of heaven, where they live comfortably and at ease, in harmony, within the universal laws of existence. And such people, no matter what, maybe the troubles or the uproar in the world around them, they're nourished and healed, protected and cared for and maintained in perfect peace of mind, providing that they remain within the spiritual frequencies of vibration. Because when they allow themselves to be drawn down into selfish disputes and any negative human conditioning involving any of the attributes of ego, the peace abruptly disappears. And they find themselves trapped in the consciousness frequencies of vibration, which are fed by similar consciousness frequencies of other people in their environment. They are like a fly caught in a spider's web. And the ensuing battle to extricate thoughts from the lower frequencies of consciousness vibrations can be exhausting and painful. Been there, man. And at such times, constant meditation and prayer and a plea for help, strength, and guidance in achieving the right emotional attitudes are the only means by which a spiritual traveler can find his way back from the entrapping lower energy fields to a state of harmony within the heavenly consciousness frequencies of vibration. Page 239 from the Christ Letters. So those who have cleansed their minds, been there, done that. I'm telling you this from experience. When you are in this place, when your mind has been completely cleansed and you are in those heightened states. So just imagine this, you're like having the freaking time of your life, like you're in the best state you've ever been in. And then somebody comes in and they're like in the worst state. And through listening to their sad story, you feel yourself depleting. It's like this. It's like this. But when you were in the heights, when you've cleansed your mind, you have the ability to actually do what Jesus did. Like he said, greater things than I have done will you do. This is what he's talking about, is that there is a pile of us who get to this place. He was just one dude, right? He's just a dude. He's a man. He's a human. And he told us so many times that he was the Son of Man, not the Son of God, because what he could do, we could do. And he was trying to teach the people. But then the church was like, nah, we're going to make it an evil thing to, be powerful, and we're going to make it and turn it into this. And they turned it into something that it was not. And then people believed in it. And then they believed in a God that was not the real God. They believed in a God that loved war and wanted to smite your enemies. Dudes, think about it. He made them too. So he loves them and not these guys. That's like saying, you have your kids. You're like, yeah, well, I don't really love these ones. So yeah, go ahead and kill them. But I love these ones over here because, they're just my favorite, for whatever reason. So you can kill that one and take his land. What? Didn't happen. Not happening. But because people have believed in this God, all the Christians, right? They have, which is so unfortunate, because they've believed in him, and so they've been praying for the will of God to be done. Well, the God that they believe in is that God that has war, that kills his enemies, smites them, steals their land. That's the God. But that's not the real God. No. It is love. It is actually just love. And if you actually look at the base of basically every single religion that exists, they all basically agree with this, but then they throw in a whole bunch of other things and a bunch of rules, and you got to do this and you got to do the stuff. You don't got to do nothing, man. All you need to do is be in alignment with the divine. You just be in tune with the divine, with the love that's there. And when you're perfectly attuned to it, you don't need anybody telling you what to do and all the things. You don't need all the rules. You don't need all the stuff. You will be guided moment to moment by the love. It will lead you to the places. It will take you to the things. It will say, go here, go there, talk to this person, buy this, do that. And you will do those things, and your life will just work together so seamlessly and so perfectly. And meanwhile, you will see probably still people around you that are not able to experience this, and you will want so desperately to help them and for them to see the truth. So when people get to this heightened state, so you've cleansed your mind, and you're working on it, right? You're freaking nearly there. You might even be there, totally there. But then what happens? when you go from this state of like, okay, everything is great, I feel amazing, I'm seeing heaven, I love every person, and you truly do. You see somebody walking down the street and you're just like, oh, I love that person. And then you see that and you're like, oh, I love that person too, I love that person too. Rather than the judgments that we would normally send out, we send out love instead. And it feels completely different. It's totally different. It will be received by that person and it will be reflected back to you. Received. And it's wonderful. But what happens when you're in that state is that it doesn't matter what's going on. Here, I'll give you an example. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. If it's not in your world, it's actually not in your world. So I have two examples. After this had happened, and all I'm sending out is the love, I had an experience that I went out one night, and somebody, I could tell by the look on their face that they were trying to say something that was kind of rude. They were drunk. But I actually couldn't hear them, and I asked them to repeat several times, and it was like they were speaking a different language. I mean, that they must not have been, but I couldn't understand a word that they were saying. So whatever thing that they were trying to put on me, not achieved, didn't happen, couldn't hear them, don't know what it was, and so all I did was send them love, which was totally fine. Another time I'm in a gas station, and a woman in front of me said something. I don't know what it was, but I was nice back. It didn't affect me, and sent her love, thought nothing of it, till I get up to the front. And the cash register lady's like, oh, I'm sorry, that lady was so rude to you. Oh, she was so rude. And I was like, what? What lady? Like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, the lady in front of you. I was like, she was rude? Oh, yeah. Oh, and I don't even know what she said, but it was like, dude, that didn't actually happen in my world. It didn't happen in my world. Why? Because I'm not vibrating at that. I'm not at that frequency, so actually couldn't hear it, actually didn't affect me. Even when the lady at the till said whatever she said to me, it didn't affect me, and I just thought, oh, okay, you two are vibrating at the same thing. Like, it was not in my world. This is how you can live in this world with all the people that you know, but not be of the world and actually be in your own world while you're in the world. And your world can be so heavenly and so wonderful and filled with miraculous miracles that happen daily, unexplainable things that are just filled with wonder and excitement and fun and joy. And you could be surrounded by people that don't have that same experience as you because of the vibration, because of the frequency that they're at. This might be hard to understand until you've experienced it yourself. And if you've experienced this yourself, please comment on this video and tell me your story, because I love hearing it. It's so amazing. So let's say that you're at this, heightened state, and you're like, oh man, everything's so good and wonderful, and all the things are just so great and right. And then there's somebody who is dragging you down. And for whatever reason, you have to be in their environment. Ugh, what do you do then? Well, here's the deal. You don't have to be in that environment. Sometimes we feel like we're stuck, but we're actually not. We're actually not. There's always a way out. And when you say to the divine, okay, divine, I can't do this, and I need you to give me some relief. I need you to help me to find a way so that I can do what it is that I need to do, and I need it to happen by this day. And when you believe it and when you expect it, the divine will give you a way. You will step out in blind faith, and this step will appear. But this is part of the faith. This is part of the test of saying, okay, I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know how it's going to happen, I don't even know how this is possible, but I believe that anything is possible. I believe that there's nothing that the divine love can't do. And so, because this is my current circumstance and this is the case, I am stepping out, and divine, I am trusting you 100% that you will provide in a way that I didn't even know existed. And then that is what you get. You will get what you expect to happen. But let's talk about doubt for a second, because we had a circle at the house the other day here in Sedona, so we do them live, but we also do them through Zoom. We got them maybe about 5 days a week right now, so you can check that out. I got a link for it below. Anyways, we had a Zoom, and I was telling everybody about the mustard seed of doubt, right? So in the Bible it says, if you have a mustard seed of faith, then you have whatever, I don't know what it says. But anyways, it was a misquote, because it was talking about doubt. If you have a mustard seed of doubt, then you do not have faith, right? So you could say, oh, I have faith, I believe that, the divine can do everything. But then if all of a sudden you've got doubt that creeps in, then you actually just have doubt and you don't have faith. So we're talking about this. Well, one of the dudes that was in the group, Jay, he says, well, but doubt's not a bad thing. And I was like, you're right. I was judging the doubt for a second there. And he's like, well, because it shows you. And it was like, that's true. It shows you where you need to do the work. It shows you where your beliefs are not aligned and on track. And so why I would even think to doubt, or to judge it for a second, I don't know why I would do that. But thank you, Jay. Now I'm not going to do that, because now if that did happen to come up, which of course I don't doubt the divine love, it's not even possible, because it's so perfect and wonderful, and there's literally nothing that it can't do. It doesn't matter if you believe that there's something that is solid and that the divine can't change it. That's not true. Nothing is solid. This is why, somebody might have some, I don't know, tumor, something in their body, and they think, oh, well, it's a tumor. How's that going to go away? It doesn't have to go slowly. It can go right now, because it's just energy particles. And all it is, the reason why it is there, well, there's a million different reasons why it could be there. So I'm not going to get into that. Watch a different video about that. But when we doubt that there's healing, think about the frequency of that. Actually, don't think about it too hard. Think about the frequency of love and belief, and how high that is, and how anything is possible. It's limitless. The wondrous things that can come into your life. Think about that. It's pretty freaking sweet, isn't it? Okay, then if you were to throw doubt and to be like, well, but that's not going to happen for me. What happens if you throw that in there? It completely changes the frequency. This is what I'm talking about, frequency and vibration. And so you will attract into yourself things that you vibrate at that same resonance. So what happens when you get yourself to the point that you are resonating at the vibrational frequencies, the realm of divine consciousness, the kingdom of heaven? Everything will be added to you. What's in heaven, man? All the things you're provided for. You're provided for before you even know that you have a need. Everything is just given to you. You don't need to suffer in any way. And let's say that something was presented to you that seemed less than desirable, that you're like, what? Why would this happen in heaven? Okay, well, as soon as that happens, then you can take that thing and you can immediately be thankful for it, because it's happening for you for whatever reason. And you don't know why, maybe at the time, you probably don't, but you can be thankful for it, and you can think, well, at some point I obviously planted a seed that attracted this to myself, so thank you for that, because now I'm never going to plant a seed like that again. And rather than get upset and planting seeds of more things to be upset about later in the future that you would then have to harvest, because that's no fun at all, you could just be thankful for it in the right now and think, you know what, divine, I don't know why, but thank you. I really do believe that it's happening for me, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this. Thank you for this. And whatever it is, send just massive amounts of love. Massive amounts of love to it. And then what's going to happen? Well, instantly you're going to be living in heaven rather than hell. Do you want more than that? Okay, if you want more than that, well, not only are you living in heaven then in the moment, but you're guaranteeing for yourself that you're going to be living in it in the future as well, because you've planted these seeds. So when I, a couple years ago, moved down to Joplin, Missouri, when I first arrived there, I said, every day I get something for free, and we're living in heaven. So of course, miraculous things happen all the time. And I would just say this every day, because it was fun to do, because then every day I would get something for free, and it was just exciting to see what's it going to be. Oh, sweet, I got some free earrings at Kohl's. Oh, excellent, I got a free coffee today. Oh, excellent, this person took me out for lunch. Oh, whatever it happened to be. And then, honestly, I got bored with it, because I expected it, and I knew it was going to happen, and it had gone on long enough that I was like, yeah, I'm over the thing. So then I stopped saying that. And then I was saying, well, every day we live in heaven, and these crazy, weird, miraculous, wonderful things would happen all the time that were completely not explainable. But this was the proof that I was living in heaven. And so when you begin to state beliefs like this and you expect them to happen, they will happen. Those were just, for fun. They were just kind of to prove to myself that I really could manifest like that quickly and easily. But it was also because I want heaven. Where we were there in Joplin, there was people that could use a lot of heaven. There's a lot of people there that could use a lot of heaven. So I would drive by certain neighborhoods, and I would just envision this beautiful heaven that was already there. These people just in perfect health, perfectly happy, and all the wonderful things. And what are you doing when you are doing that? You are actually planting seeds of heaven. You are actually gifting these beautiful and wonderful people a beautiful gift, because what normally happens, let's say that you drive by somebody and you feel sorry for them. What energy did you just send them? You just sent them the, oh, I feel sorry for you. That is not helpful to them. You have added to their suffering. But what happens when you drive by them and you think, oh man, I see the heaven in that person. I see the beauty in them. What a divine, beautiful person that is, and you truly actually believe it. You're not just, giving lip service, but you actually believe that. What are you doing for that person? You have sent them your energy. You have uplifted them. You have called out to the divine to bring attention to this person. You have done good and wonderful things with that person that you will never even know the results of. And it doesn't even matter, because you know that they will be heavenly and wonderful. And that this person, perhaps when they would have been in a moment of despair, will now have a moment of love and light come in and infiltrate their mind, their brain, and they will begin to think differently. But when you lower yourself and think, oh, this whatever thing, think about the vibration of that, because that is what you are putting out. That is what you are planting more of. And if you are directing it at a person, you're planting that seed for that person. You don't want to do this. You want to plant only heavenly seeds. So you can see, oh, community, oh, this person is cared for, oh, this person is loved. And what a beautiful, wonderful thing that you have done when you have lifted them up in this way. So it is not that we don't have compassion. It is not that we don't care for these people. We care for them so much that we understand how the laws work, and that we understand that by lowering ourselves, by taking ourselves down out of our light or out of our love, that we are helping no one. Because people will rise to meet us. They will rise up. We see this when we have circles, right? People come in, and it's like a circuit completes. It's like, oh, this thing, and you can just tell, and you can see it, and then the people come back the next time, and they're like, man, I've been feeling fabulous since we met, and then they keep coming back. Because something happens when you come together in community, and when you come together with these energies that are so high vibrational, that are high frequency. There's something that happens, there's something that shifts in your energetic field. And it's something that you want more and more of, but what it is that you are experiencing anytime that you have those high vibrational frequencies, all it is love. All it is divine alignment. That's all that you're experiencing. And it is the only thing in this entire universe that brings fulfillment, any kind of fulfillment. You could go buy the boat. Go ahead, buy the boat, but you know how long this can keep you happy for? Maybe a day, maybe a couple. It's not going to do the thing. It's not going to fill that feeling that you've been trying to fill by buying the things. You could buy that new car. How long is that going to last? It'll last a little bit of time. Yeah, but is it going to fill that feeling? No, when you're not in the car, what do you feel? It's not going to do the thing. So why people have warehouses filled with boats and cars and houses and this and that. And if you don't have this, you think, oh, well, if I had that, I wouldn't need anything else. That's not the secret, my dear. Those people feel no happier. There's no difference. They're still just living in their head. They're still just a consciousness being walking around, floating around on the earth. And there's absolutely nothing, and I'm certain of this, that brings any kind of lasting fulfillment other than divine connection. There's nothing that doesn't. This is why people will search for it in everything. They'll search for it in all things. They'll look for it in alcohol, and because the divine love is in literally everything. If you just look, this is how we create heaven, because it's in the carpet, it's in the walls, it's in a mirror, it's in a door, it's in a computer, it's in all the things I'm looking at in my room, it's in all the things. But it's in alcohol as well, because there's nowhere that it's not. So somebody might take that and they're experiencing that heightened, that love that's in there, and they think, oh, it's the alcohol that's done it. No, for a moment, You have experienced that divine connection, just the exact same thing as when you buy that boat just for a moment. You felt that uplifted, elated feeling, that uplifted frequency. That is the divine love. That is what it is, and it's in everything, but it does not last when you don't know what it is. Because you buy the boat and it makes you feel a certain way. Okay, well, now you need to buy another one. Now you need to buy a jet ski. Now you need to get this. Now you need to get that. And you're constantly searching and looking for it in materialistic things. And you will never get any kind of fulfillment. You will be 98 years old and you will think, I have all these things. Why do I still feel this way? Because there's nothing but the divine love. I mean, I've said that a few times now, and you get it. So when you can be in this state, in that vibrational frequency, the realm of divine consciousness, the actual kingdom of heaven, where you will live comfortably and at ease and harmony with the universal laws of existence, because you understand how it's working, that what you're planting, what you're putting out, what you're thinking, it's coming back to you again and again and again and again and again. These repeated patterns in your life are proof of this. And you will know that when you're in that state, that there can be all kinds of things going on in the world, but like I said, it will not actually be part of your world. You won't even know that it exists. You won't even know that it's happening, because it's not going to be part of your world. However, if you allow yourself to be drawn back down, drawn into those conversations, into the TV shows, into the low vibrational things that you used to coexist with, you will feel the draining of that heightened and elated energy going out of your body. So this happened to me last summer. When I came back from the cabin last summer, I go up there pretty often. So last time I came back, and I'm at this elated state because I've been there, for, I don't even know how long I went this time. It was a few weeks. But I'm coming back and I'm like, yeah, I feel amazing. And then I go to a friend's house on the way back, and we turn on a comedy show. And this comedy was low vibe. And it was my own fault, because I had watched it before and I had thought it was hilarious. And then we go to watch it and it was like, oh, everything about this is draining and zapping my energy. And all of a sudden I got this feeling in the pit of my stomach, and it lasted for days. This was the warning, and it was telling me, see what happened last time? You got lazy and you started thinking you needed to fill in the silence by watching some Netflix. You're bored, and rather than, doing something productive and doing something good, like communing with the divine, or, doing something good and positive, you let the time pass by watching Netflix, and it slowly and surely drained away the energetic life from within you. And I was like, ding, I can't do that anymore. And so then I understood, and I knew, and I became so hyper aware of it, that when I was in St. Louis there, there would be TV shows that would come on, and I was like, dude, I can't even be in the room. I can't even be here. I can't even be in this part of the house. I can't do it. And it was really taken away, just being in those frequencies. And then you think about this, man, this stuff is playing on TV all the time, but people don't know. They just think, oh, it's cheap entertainment. Oh, it's funny, I like watching it, but they don't know what's actually happening is that they're in those frequencies, and they are creating that in their life because you manifest in the right now. So if you're watching a show and it's a certain vibe, you're planting those seeds too. It's not the show that's doing it. You're along for the ride, and you're planting those seeds, and you're going to harvest it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And once you've got to that heightened state, you then realize, I don't want that. I don't want that. That brings no value. That brings absolutely nothing wonderful or good into my life. So why would I want that? I don't want that. And then you have to make some choices, and you have to make some decisions, and you have to change some things that you will no longer accept. And maybe people won't like it, but that's cool. Because what you want is what matters. And when you commune with the divine, and you connect up with the divine, and you get into divine alignment, the divine will tell you what is best. And the divine will fill you up with the light. The divine will fill you up with the love, and you will understand, all things have been added to me. There is nothing else that I need. Now, I'm not saying you got to go and be a hermit in the woods, but I mean, that actually sounds wonderful and amazing, and I would love to be able to go do that. That actually sounds like so fulfilling and amazing. I'm not saying that you have to do that, but I am saying that if you really want to get into divine alignment, you have to take time and make time to devote to your spiritual practice where it's just you and the divine, and nobody else is telling you the things, and you're getting the things straight up from the divine. And in the meantime, as well, just cleansing your mind of all the things that are keeping you away from that perfect divine connection. Because otherwise you will go searching and seeking all your life, and you will never find the thing that fills it, because the only thing that does it is the divine love. And it's perfect and it's pure. And when you experience it, there's nothing else. There's nothing else. You could literally live in a tree with nothing, and you would be so happy. And someone would be like, here, do you want $1 billion and to go live in this house and to go do the thing? You'd be like, you know what? Does that mean I have to exchange what I'm feeling right now? Yeah, then I don't want it. I would rather live in the tree. And if that doesn't say something to you, and I'm being serious. There is nothing better. There's nothing that's better. So, I love you guys. I'm so thankful that you guys tuned in here today. I love you. Thank you for your support. If you happen to live in Sedona or traveling to Sedona, you can come to one of our circles live. If you're not, totally cool. You can check it out through Zoom, and we have different times throughout the day. So if you live across the world, we have, people from Holland, people from Portugal, all the places that pop in. Saturday mornings, we have them in mornings. Otherwise, it's usually the afternoon. Anyways, totally cool. Hope you guys can tune in. Check the bottom link down in there and click it out. You can see the times and all the things and how to hop onto the Zoom call. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.